I have a dream. Dr. King thus began his speech on August 28, 1963. He was a visionary, and he did have a beautiful dream. Although this past week most of us were dreaming of more down-to-earth things, like winning $1.5 billion in the lottery. I was dreaming, I admit, and to give my dreams a chance of becoming a reality, I bought 2 tickets. Well, you know how it ended up, right? I didn't win anything, but the dream was there. Who doesn't enjoy dreaming becoming a billionaire? Of course, it is a proverbial knowledge that if you want to win a lottery, you have to buy a ticket first. Without buying a ticket, your chances are 0. Now, with buying a ticket, your chances are 0.00001, but there is 1 at the end of all those zeros. And Dr. King's dream would have a 0 chance of becoming a reality if he did nothing but dream about it only. If his dream was limited to imagining better things, if his vision was limited to praying for a better system in this country, if his vision was limited to hoping for things to improve, he would have achieved nothing. If he didn't speak, if he didn't act, if he didn't follow his dream with actions and words, he probably would have been alive today, but his dream would have a 0 chances of becoming a reality. In today's first reading, Prophet Isaiah reminded us what is the most fundamental function of people who dream about a better world. Isaiah says in the very first sentence, "For Zion's sake I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake I will not be quiet." Again, had Dr. King remained quiet and silent, he would be a happy great-grandfather today. But his dream would never have any chances of becoming a reality. Dr. King knew very well that in order for your visions, in order for your dreams to have any chance in this life, one has to speak. One has to stand up and take actions. Dreaming, hoping, praying is not enough. Of course, as Christians, we all dream and hope and pray for things to get better. But hoping and praying and dreaming is not enough. Now look at the gospel scene from today's readings. Mary was the one who noticed that the party is about to get in trouble. As in every party, there was plenty of booze, but eventually the wine ran out. Perhaps they invited too many Poles to this party, But Mary is the one who notices that things are not going well. And Mary had two choices: stay politely quiet and do nothing, or say something and at least attempt to fix the situation. It would be easier, it would be much more comfortable to say nothing and do nothing, and then make fun of the people who organize the party. But Mary chooses to speak up. Mary chooses to take action. She says to Jesus, "Hey, wake up. Look what's going on. Do something." Prophets and people with visions in every century come to a point in their lives when they have to make choice. Remain quiet, remain silent, and let things go their own trajectory, or stand up and do something. 12 or 13 years ago, when Archbishop Berg sent his henchmen to St. Stanislaus, the people of this church, you and your board, had a similar choice. You could behave as good Catholics should behave. Be quiet, do nothing, say, "Yes, Your Grace, of course, Your Grace," and give your title and your church away. But you and the people who were here before you chose to do something. They chose not to remain silent. They chose not to be quiet. Unlike 20-some other churches that were closed in St. Louis in 2000s, the people of St. Stanislaus did not stay quiet. They raised all the hell, and thanks to them, this church is still standing. If they remained silent, if they were good, humble Catholics, I doubt that we would be here today. For Zion's sake, says Isaiah, I will not be silent. For Jerusalem's sake, I will not be quiet. Then, 2 or 3 years into my tenure here at St. Stanislaus, I attended an ordination of 2 Roman Catholic women priests in the Central Reformed Synagogue, where Rabbi Talvi is the pastor, the rabbi. And some well-intentioned people, some good Catholics, were asking me, why do you have to put yourself in these controversial situations? Why do you have to get yourself and us involved in these questionable situations? And so, once again, I was faced with this temptation to stay quiet, silent, and do nothing, or do something. Perhaps even by my presence, to give witness to what my dream, what my vision is all about. A few years ago, we took another stand on marriage equality, and again, we could have remained silent, but we did not. As people of faith, we are facing a huge temptation every day in our life. The temptation is to live simple, quiet, comfortable life. Temptation is not to raise too many feathers. Temptation is to be good Catholics. Keep your head down and say nothing. And perhaps in this way, we would live long, happy lives, long, comfortable lives. But in this way, the dream of keeping this church open would never survive. In this way, Dr. King's dream would have 0 chances of becoming a reality. If you face injustice, if you find yourself like Mary in a situation that something has to be done, as a person of faith, you and I have a duty to stand up, to speak out, and to take action. For Christ's sake, I will not be quiet. Amen.